I did go aboard in 1952, in May. I'd gone to Bainbridge boot camp before that for 11, 12 weeks. Caught the ship in Portsmouth, Norfolk, and Norfolk area. Then we took the midshipmen on a cruise to Halifax on their summer cruises. So we picked a number of them up in Annapolis up there, brought them up to Halifax, took them back and picked up another contingent of midshipmen, brought them back, and then we departed for a Mediterranean cruise in August of 1952. Came back in February, and then went on different maneuvers and different things at that time off the eastern seacoast, qualified pilots from what I understand, and then went into the Boston Navy Yard there late in the summer. And then explosion after that, got that all put together, the ship put back together, and we went to Guantanamo Bay, came back, and then I think we went into CVS, which was anti-submarine warfare, up and down the coast of chasing Russian subs with different type of crews. We went to a different designation, the ship did. After the ship went to CVS, they eliminated a lot of the ammunition aboard ship, magazine. We didn't need bombs, we didn't need certain types of ordnance. So they transferred me to the 4th Division, which was back in the fantail of the ship. And then that was a whole different duty station. I was still a gunner's mate striker, and we ended up just working. I think eventually ended up being in the paint locker, handing out paint to all these guys that had extra duty for a while. Because at that time they reduced the complement of the ship from a full attack carrier complement down to a CVS. I think we had 1,500 on there at that time. So ones who were experienced and on the ship for a while got to do various duties because they got rid of a lot of people who had done other things aboard ship, or were the petty officers. Always what they call a leading seaman. You know, not quite a petty officer, but a leading seaman at that time. So that was a different duty, which I enjoyed. You know, you had certain other things. We took care, I think, of the quad 40s on the fantail. I think the Marine complement had left the ship because they didn't need them. From what I understand, we were always sending helicopters off our ship. Helicopters that they use for tracking submarines and other planes too. They had the big, what they call guppies and radar underneath. But I remember the helicopters would fly off, all of a sudden, boom, they call flight quarters, and you get up, if you could get up above decks, which I did occasionally, they'd fly off and they'd drop this big thing coming right out of the bottom of it down into the water, and I guess they picked up the submarines or whatever soundings they had there. But yeah, we chased a couple of submarines up and down. Who they were and what they were, I don't think, they wouldn't tell us, the lowly seamen, you know, but I'm sure they knew what was going on up in the CIC and things like that. One incident is when there was an outbreak of a revolution in Guatemala. And they took off from Quonset Point. Some of the people were on aboard ship. They flew them aboard. On the way down, we were supposed to evacuate any civilians. And we had a couple other ships with us. But that was up and down the coast of Guatemala, down that way. And then we never did take the civilians off, and we just came back home again. That was another minor incident. Other than that, it was good duty in the Mediterranean cruise. Did a lot of different things. I think they had a swim call over there, so we swam in the Med. Got to see all the things I would have never saw before, and enjoyed it immensely. You know. So I had a Navy background. My older brother was a World War II vet. Goes back to back military, or back to my great-grandfather with the Army of the Potomac down in Maryland, down in Virginia, with a Pennsylvania regiment. And then the only thing war we missed was the Spanish American, because I had uncles and people in the First World War. My son in Desert Storm, 1991. There's a Special Forces guy, and so that's about a lot of the gist of my training and whatnot, and my service-connected things. Eventually, I ended up going to getting discharged from Quonset Point, Rhode Island, and then on home. So I did only 3 types of duties. I did Bainbridge, the ship, for almost 2 years and 8 months, thereabouts, and Quonset Point, where I was processed out of the service, and back home to Brooklyn, New York.